Welcome to today's episode, my friends. We have a live play episode here for you today. I got a special friend that's going to help me throughout today's episode. Super excited about this as we break down CookieRun Braverse trading card game. We've had the launch, we've had the pre-release. There's so much going on, and I'm so excited to help play an actual game with you here today. We're going to work our way through the battlefield, the mechanics of the cards, and all the different phases and steps to set you up for success here. Now, if you happen to have a question or comment along the way, do let us know in the comments, my friends, because we'd love to hear from you as always, and we also appreciate your support. So let's get into it here as we break down our CookieRun Braverse trading card game, where you can see behind me all the key aspects of the game, the types of cards, what's the battlefield look like right there, about the decks. Again, main thing is you got 60 cards in a deck. You can have 4 of, you need at least 1 cookie, and you have 16 flip cards. We're going to cover all this in more detail along our journey here in today's episode. And then additionally, a couple other key pieces before we get started here. Your win condition. You win if your opponent has 10 levels in their break area. Additionally, if they cannot play another cookie from their hand, if all the cookies are removed from the battle area. However, we'll cover each of these phases and all the key parts along the way. First and foremost, though, it is time for us to prepare for our game. So let's get into it here as we get started. We have everything that we need to get set up right here with our board, my friends. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to grab our decks right here to get started. And what you need to do first and foremost is shuffle that list and that deck. Many players like to shuffle these things different ways. We'll put some of ours right there so you can see this. Maybe you want to do your traditional kind of shuffle like this. Maybe you want to put them out like that and put them around, spread out your cards that way. That's a great way to kind of do some shuffling as well. To make it simpler, keep it simple though, we're going to keep with the traditional shuffle here with our deck. Now, once you do that, then what's going to happen is you will play a game of rock, paper, scissors. The winner is going to choose to play first or second. Whether you want to be on the turn, if you win, is up to you, and there's some strategy around that. Now, before, though, we'll place our decks right there. Sometimes players might want to cut them. Sometimes you might just want to do that and move on for today. There's always making sure card etiquette, as I like to say. We'll leave them like this, and we'll get started with our game of rock, paper, scissors. If you don't want to play rock, paper, scissors, sometimes a dice roll works just fine, or a random number generator. All right, so here we go. We're going to do rock, paper, scissors, shoot. Rock, paper, we'll go back. We'll do rock, paper, scissors, and then we'll decide who's going to win. So let's go out there. Ready, set, rock, paper, scissors. All right, I got it right there, my friends. So I am going to choose to play first. There's a couple things that are a little bit different on that. We'll walk through that as we get to that part of the game. However, first, now that we got our deck shuffled, what you're going to do is you're going to draw 6 cards from your deck into your hand. But before we do, let's go ahead and put it into our deck area there so that we can get started. And we're going to draw 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Perfect. Now, what you can do is if you don't like your hand, you can perform a mulligan and draw 6 cards once again. If you, at that point, do it again, your opponent will get to draw a card as you show that you may not have any cookie cards in your hand, as an example. So very, very important there as you're walking through the start of the game. You do get that first free mulligan. Then after that, your opponent does get to draw a card for each additional one post that. Now, I am player 1, so I get to make the choice first. I will keep this hand. My friend, would you like to keep your hand, or are you going to mulligan?
Keep.
All right, so we got a game going, my friends. Now, what you're going to do is after you decide that you're both going to keep your cards, what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to take 1 card, just like that, a cookie card, and place it face down into the battle area, just like that. Now, once you get that set, all right, There we go. What we're going to do is at the same time, we're going to flip our cards. All right, look at that. We got a strawberry cookie and a ginger brave. So just so you know what happens next is you're going to look at your HP. The HP is right there on the cards. And you're going to move the number of cards from your deck to underneath the card that represents that number. So I have 3 HP, so I got 1, 2, and 3. And the way that you generally want to do this is you're going to want to stack it just like this, kind of sideways, and make sure that the top card is the next top card along the way there. It does matter for play order, so make sure that you're doing that properly. And then additionally, the nice thing about this game, which is really unique, if you haven't caught it yet, we don't have any dice, we don't have any paper or pens, because everything on the board state gives us all the information that we need to know. So again, we got the level, we got the HP, and then we have the HP counters essentially here with the cards. Now, where we talked about earlier on the win conditions, when a cookie faints, which we'll show eventually, it goes to the break area. There you keep track of the score with the level. So very, very unique concept to CookieRun Braverse trading card game from that perspective. So now I got my 3 there. My opponent has their 2 there. Now what we're going to do is we will move into the first portion of the game, which is actually the active phase. Now, what does that mean? Active means straight up like this. Rest means this way on the side, just like that. And as the first turn, everything is already active. And the second phase is actually going to be the draw phase. There, as a first player, we actually don't get to draw cards. Now, at this phase, typically you get to draw 2 cards, my friends. Now, in this case, what's going to happen, though, is I don't get to draw those cards, so we move to the next phase, which is your support phase. You may place 1 card from your hand in the support area as active. So what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to take a look at your hand there. You can see what I have right there. And you're going to want to decide on what you're going to put into that support area. I'm going to start with this one right here, Chestnut Cookie. So Chestnut Cookie is going to go there into my support area. You can use that card to pay the cost here. So it's really, really important not only to pay on your cookie costs when we go to attack, which I'll talk about here in a second in your main phase, however, also to play for any stage cards or other cards like trap cards that you may have in your hand and other things that you can play throughout. You need to make sure that you have enough cards there that represent the casting cost. Now, the other thing to know is, in this case, Strawberry Cookie here, if we look really, really close, is going to have 2 right there, multicolor casting costs. In the case of our friend here, Ginger Brave also has multicolor. Some of them will not have that. So if we look at Chestnut Cookie, just like this, Chestnut Cookie has 1 yellow. So what's important here is understanding that a yellow card represents 1 yellow as a casting cost. The multicolor there means anything can pay for that cost. We are both playing with a starter deck. I'm using the yellow, my friend is using the red. And in this case, all the stuff should be available for you to play anything that you need to pay for a casting cost, my friends. All right, so that is the support phase. Next, we move into the main phase. In the main phase, you have card play, you got activation of card effects, and you have battle. As the first player of the first turn and the first round, you cannot actually go to battle. So that's the 2 key things, particularly on going first. You don't get to draw 2 cards, and you can't go to battle there, my friends. So what we are going to do then is we will move into our end phase, and next time we'll show you more stuff that happens during the main phase and throughout here in our gameplay. All right, so I like to say I'll pass the turn. It is now your turn.
Okay. Phase is active phase. I don't have anything to activate. Wait to draw phase, and I'm going to draw 2 cards.
1, 2. You're a very good listener. Way to go.
Thank you.
All right. Now, when we move out of the draw phase and you've collected your 2 cards, which phase do we move into?
Now we are entering support phase.
Perfect. And what do you do in the support phase?
I'm going to add a card to the support area here.
Perfect.
Okay, I've played my support card. Now we're entering phase.
Perfect. So in the main phase, you have three things that you can do. Now, we did not do this on our first turn. However, what you can do is you can play another cookie. You can actually have two cookies in the battle area if you'd like to do that. You can also use a stage card, or you can activate an item, or on the when I attack or you attack, you can also activate a trap card. So those are the key things that you can do here in the main phase. Would you like to play a second cookie?
Yes.
All right. Which cookie are we going to see, my friends? Take a guess in the comments. I'll give you a hint. It's going to be red.
One moment.
All right.
I'm going to play.
All right. We have a princess cookie. So princess cookie has 2 health. So we need to add 2 cards from the top of the deck underneath princess cookie to represent the health. All right, now you're still in your main phase. You can either activate card effects or you can go to battle. What would you like to do?
I'm going to go to battle.
All right, and who are you going to be battling with?
I don't have enough support, correct, to activate Princess or battle with Ginger.
That is correct. You don't have enough to activate Princess Cookie. So good call. So you're going to activate Gingerbrave, and Gingerbrave is going to attack Strawberry Cookie since I have no one else on the board, and deal 1 damage. So I do not have a trap card that I could play currently. So in this case, that would be when I have the opportunity to play a trap card because I have casting ability here in my support area. So I take 1 damage on Strawberry Cookie, and what we're going to do is we're going to flip the card here. And look at that, right out of the gate, we have a flip card, my friends. So what's going to happen there is this flip card has us a allowance. We are able to draw 1 card from our deck. So it goes to trash. Strawberry Cookie goes to 2, and we get to draw 1 card from our deck. Now, with that, everything is played out. So it essentially would move to end phase. So would you like to end your turn?
Yes, pass turn.
Perfect. All right. It is now my turn, and we start with our active phase. Everything is in active mode. So now I go to draw and draw 2. 1 and 2. All right. So now I need to decide if I would like to play a support card and which one I would like to play from my hand in order to take advantage of here. So I do have one that I'll play. I'll play the mustard cookie right there. Now we move to our main phase, and in our main phase, I do get a chance to decide if I would like to play one of the cookies from my hand if I'd like to have 2 out. In this case, let's see here. I will move Gingerbrave out. All right. And that's going to be 2 health. So we got 1, 2. All right. And now I can either use a stage card or activate an item, or I can move and take advantage of activation effects, which we haven't seen yet from our cookies, and or move to battle. So now I will move to battle. And in this case, I will tap 2 here and use Strawberry Cookie to attack Princess Cookie. So in order to show that, I will do this, and I'll deal 1 damage to Princess Cookie. And let's see what the card flips. Ooh, all right, in the clear. No flip action on Ginger Brave there. So now I'm tapped out. We'll move to our end phase and pass the turn. One damage only. All right, it is now your active phase.
Okay. I will. Cards.
She's activating her cards.
That is complete. Draw.
All right, and how many cards do you draw?
2.
All right, 2 cards it is.
Now I will move support phase.
Yep, you'll move to the support phase.
Now I will move main phase.
All right, in your main phase, you can either attack, you can activate card effects, or you can play a stage or a item.
I'm going to go to battle.
All right, battle which cookie?
I'm going to battle with Princess.
All
She
right.
deals 2 damage. I'm going to battle Strawberry Cookie.
All right, 2 damage to Strawberry Cookie with Princess Cookie. So we'll do one here. Ooh, let's see here. Let's get it off. Ah, there it is. All right, into the trash. And our next card there is not a flip card. That one also goes in the trash. And now Strawberry Cookie has fainted and goes to the break area. So now I have 1 in the break area. My opponent has 0. My opponent is currently ahead. I do get a choice if I'd like to bring another cookie into my battle area. At this point, let's see here. I will do that, and I'll bring in Cheerleader Cookie. And that is 2 health. So we got 1 and 2. All right. And now you are tapped out. So you would generally move to your end phase. Are you ready to end your turn?
Yes, pass turn.
All right, it is my turn. Now we need to move everything to active. There we go, in the support area. Now we move to our draw. We draw 2, 1, and 2. All right. And then what we want to do is move to our support phase and choose a cookie or a card that we want to put into our support area. I'll play Mustard Cookie. All my flip cards, supposedly, are in my hand, not in my deck. So with that, we will now move to our main phase. So I have 3 casting costs. I can either play a stage card, I can play a item, or I can use both an attack since I have 3 here. So in this case, I will do that. I will use Ginger Brave. I'm going to tap Ginger Brave and tap 1 in my support area and deal 1 damage to Princess Cookie. Let's see what we have. Do we get Princess Cookie here? Ooh, we do. Now, where does Princess Cookie go after she's fainted?
Into the break area.
Perfect. Into the break area, Princess Cookie goes. Would you like to play another card that's a cookie?
Yes.
All right. Let's see what cookie card is going to be played. Let us know in the comments once again. I have an idea. It might be red.
I'm gonna do it. I'm playing pepperoni cookie.
Ooh, we got a heavy hitter, my friends. Out of the gates, pepperoncino cookie. Dun, dun, dun. 6 HP. That's 4, 5, and 6. All right. Pepperoncino is now in the battle area, my friends. Well, good news is it's still my turn. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to tap 2 here. And I'm going to tap Cheerleader Cookie here for 2 damage and deal 2 damage to Pepperoncino.
Okay.
Yep. And trash. And oh, we got a flip card. What is the flip card?
With this card attached for HP gains +1 HP.
Do you have to discard a card?
Discard 1 card.
Perfect. Always make sure that you activate everything on the flip. All right. You need to get rid of 1 card if you'd like the +1 HP.
Okay.
All right. Now what you're going to do is you're going to take a card from the top and add that to the top of your stack, just like that. So Pepperoncino Cookie is still at 5. We didn't get our 2 damage through. I am tapped out. I will move to my end phase and pass my turn.
Okay.
Which phase?
Active phase.
Perfect.
Eat.
All right.
Draw phase. 2.
All right. Perfect. Now you move to your support phase.
Yes.
And there it is. Ninja Cookie into the support area. You have 3. Now you're into the main phase.
Okay. I'm going to battle.
All right, moving right to battle.
I have a question.
Yes.
Split damage among more than one of your cookies. I have 3.
That's a great question. You cannot split the damage from your cookie. Now, one thing though is just like the HP, one strategy can be doing more damage to a cookie. So in this case, if you deal 3 damage to Gingerbrave, if there is a flip card for health, then in that case, that will continue to go through. So doing over damage can help you faint a cookie. However, you cannot split the damage.
Got it. Okay.
All right, so battle. Pepperoncino, I'm guessing.
Yes.
All right, and who would you like to attack?
I am going to attack Cheerleader Cookie.
All right, Cheerleader Cookie it is. Nope, no flip, and no flip. Cheerleader Cookie goes into our break area, and we are now at 3. Our opponent is tapped out. I will add another cookie, and in this case, I will add Wizard Cookie. Wizard Cookie has 3. 1, 2, and 3. All right, still your turn.
I will move to end phase past turn.
All right, my turn. Time to move to activate, so we'll activate everything on my side. There we go. All right, then we move to our draw phase. We'll draw 2, 1, and 2. All right, and then I will take this card here as we move into support. This is going to be that one. There, so now we have 4 in our support area. All right, and now we can move to our main phase. We can use a stage card, item, or activation effects, or move to battle. I will move to battle. I will tap Wizard Cookie here. All right, for 3, 1, 2, and 3. 1 remaining active. And this card deals 3 damage, then select up to 1 level 1 card from your break area and place it into the trash. So this is one of the reasons why the Illa deck is so much fun, where you can use your early game low level cards and then remove them from your break area, which is really, really nice. So in this case, I'm going to deal 3 damage to Pepperoncino Cookie with Wizard Cookie. And we'll see if we hit any flip. We're good on the first one. And good on the second one. And good on the third one. Now we get to take a level 1 cookie from our break area, which will be strawberry. And we get to move it into our trash. So now I go from 3 down to 2 in our break area. It's still my turn. I will now use Gingerbrave. I will use Gingerbrave and tap, and I'll deal 1 damage to Pepperoncino Cookie. Ooh, in the clear. All right. Now I am tapped out. I will move to my end phase and pass the turn.
Okay, active phase.
All right, active phase it is. Everything is all set.
Support phase.
Draw phase.
Draw phase.
1, 2. There we go.
Now support.
Now support. That is correct. All right.
Okay, now we move to main.
It is main phase. You can use a stage card, activate an item, or go to battle.
Battle.
All right, the battle is on. 3.
Pepperoncino is going to battle against Wizard Cookie.
All right, 3 damage to Wizard Cookie. Do we survive? Discard 1 card. The cookie with this card attached gets 1 HP. That's a survivor right there. So we got to discard 1 card. Oh, I got to decide. It's a tough one. Let us get rid of Cheesecake Cookie. Put 1 back on the top. Now we pull this one. So immediately after. And nope. And then 1 more. And nope. All right. Wizard Cookie still on the board. Still your turn.
Okay. Going to go to battle with
All right.
against Wizard Cookie.
All right. Is Wizard Cookie going to survive? No. Wizard Cookie is no more. We are now at 5 in the break area. All right. I have to decide if I'd like to add another cookie. Which I will do. I will play Cheerleader Cookie, and we'll go for 2. 1 and 2. All right. Still your turn.
Move to end phase and
All right, passing the turn. Time for me to move to activate. There we go. Then we've got everything set. We draw 2, 1, and 2. And then we will play a card. I'm going to play Time Travel, actually. There. And I put the item. I got 5. I will move to attack. I'm going to tap 1. I'm going to use Gingerbrave to attack Pepperoncino. Ooh, espresso cookie. That's a gorgeous card. Look at that art, my friends. Awesome. Ooh, perfect. And Pepperoncino goes into the break area. That was a good try. All right. 5-5. Would you like to bring another cookie in?
Yes.
All right. What cookie could be entering, my friends? Let us know in the comments. Oh, no, another pepperoncino cookie. Oh, what are we going to do with ourselves here? 4, 5, and 6. All right. There we go. Okay, still my turn. I will tap 2, 1, 2. And I'm going to use Cheerleader Cookie and deal 2 damage to Pepperoncino. And uh-oh, what do we got there?
Discard 1 card. With this card attack, gains 1 HP.
All right, flip card. You can discard 1 and gain 1 back on Pepperoncino. All right, there you go. All right, and then 1 more damage still. And that one is through. All right, I will now move to end phase and pass my turn.
Okay, active phase.
Yes, active phase.
Draw phase.
Draw phase it is. 1 and 2.
Support phase. Adventure.
Adventure Cookie is entering in the support area. You now have 5 in casting cost.
Main phase.
Main phase.
Pepperoncino. Battle.
All right. Before that occurs, I will play a trap card for 2. I'm going to use Winding Key Shield here. So what this does is if I have 5 or higher in my break area, select up to one of your opponent's cookies. During this turn, that cookie deals -3 damage. I'm going to select Pepperoncino, so that 3 damage goes to 0. No damage is dealt.
Ouch.
Survive.
Okay, I'm going battle.
All right. All right, Gingerbrave against Gingerbrave, and we have nothing on our flip. That goes to our trash.
Phase. Half turn.
All right, my turn. We move to activate. Okay, things are heating up, my friends. Down. All right, 1, 2. So we move to our draw. There we go. We will move to support. We will play a mustard cookie. I will tap 2. Use Cheerleader Cookie to deal 2 damage to Pepperoncino. 1 and 2.
Discard 1 card. Card attack. +1.
All right. They're all in there on Pepperoncino. All right. Which card? There it goes. The zombie cookie. All right. And that was the first one, right?
Yes.
All right. Ooh, espresso cookie once again. I think so. All right. Still my turn. I will do tap 1, tap Gingerbrave, and deal 1 damage to Pepperoncino. And we're through. All right. I will then pass turn.
Okay, active phase. Lot's turn.
That is a lot.
Off.
Oh.
Port phase.
Yep.
Next we move phase.
Main phase.
You know, Pepperoncino is going to battle the cheerleader cookie.
All right. 2 damage to cheerleader. 1. Draw 1 card. Right. And 2. Nothing. Cheerleader cookie goes to our trash. Or sorry, our break area. All right. 7. Oh man, it is close. The end is near. Your turn still. I will not play a cookie.
Okay. Gingerbrave battling Gingerbrave again.
All right. 1 damage to Gingerbrave. And it is through. Now I have to play a cookie or I lose the game. So I am at 8. I will bring in Eclair Cookie. Now, Eclair Cookie has a special move that says on the play. Let's see if we can get it there. There it is. On the play, select up to 1 level 1 card from your break area and place it in the trash. Now, you can play it just like this if you have 2 available, which I have 2 available, so I will tap that as well. So I can move 1 level 1 away from my break area into my trash. And then I also need to play 5 HP. So we got 1. We got 2, 3, 4, and 5. So that is how one of the special skills work on the play as an activate type skill. All right. It is still your turn.
Would this be when you could play an item?
You can play an item. Or a stage card, since it's still your main phase. You can play any of those things in any particular order as long as you're still in the main phase.
Okay, thank you for clarifying. I'm going to move to end phase and pass.
Oh, okay, so you aren't going to play an item. Ooh, tricky, tricky. All right, sounds good. I will then move to my activate phase. So we go everything here. All right, it's all active. Bunch of stuff now. Gotta be, this is when you really need to pay attention to all your activate and rest. And now I move to my draw. 1 and 2. All right. I will. Let's see here. We got 4 damage we can play. Pepperoncino needs 2. We're at 5 there. Tricky, tricky, tricky. Before we did our draw. We need to put 1 into our support area though. And I will play. We'll play Wizard Cookie actually. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 total. Let's do this. I will tap 4, 2, 3, 4. Use a clear and deal 4 damage to Pepperoncino. All right, through. And through. Oh, 8. All right, would you like to add another cookie?
No, thank you.
All right, I have 3 remaining. I will move to my end phase and pass turn.
Okay, active.
That's right, active.
Draw phase.
Yep, 2 cards.
Now we move to.
Yep. All right, a lot of cards.
I will move.
All right.
May I add a new now?
You can add a new cookie now.
One moment.
All right. While they're looking at their cards and deciding which cookie to play, it was a good strategy to hold back the cookie because I could have still played another cookie, and being so close to the end here, it's very important to be playing around the right maneuvers. Have a good strategy. All right, do you know which cookie you're going to play?
I'm going to play Gingerbread.
All right, Gingerbread has entered the match. 4 HP. 1, 2, 3. Yep.
There's my.
There, way to go and correct it. Perfect. Well done.
Okay.
All right. So still your main phase. You can use a stage card, you can activate an item, or you can go to battle.
I'm going to go to battle.
All right.
Go to battle with Gingerbright and their Cookie.
All right, 1 damage to a Claire Cookie. And let's flip. That's through. All right, still your turn.
Gingerbrave battling.
All right, 1 damage. Flip here. And it's through.
Okay.
All right. Still your turn. Main phase. Uh-oh. We see an opportunity to learn. What is your question?
I have a stage card.
Yes.
I probably should have played before a battle. Adding an attack damage.
That would be the right order of play.
Okay, thank you.
Great opportunity to learn. In the red deck, there is a stage card that pumps the cookies to deal more damage. It has to be in your stage area, but it does come in active. And then if you pay that cost, which in this case, there's a lot of available casting costs, you can then pump that cookie card.
Maybe next time.
You can still play the stage card now if you'd like to.
Does the stage card remain?
It remains on the board.
Oh, okay, I see.
The item cards, it's a great question. The stage card stays on the board. It's the item cards and the trap cards that resolve and go to your trash after being played.
Okay, I'm gonna my stage card.
All right.
It says select up to one of your cookies during this turn that cookie +1 attack damage.
That is correct.
Burning yellow volcano.
Yep. And it costs 2 to play. Yep.
Am I playing it now?
Yep. You have to pay the casting cost to get it into the stage area.
Okay.
It comes in active. You would still have been able to tap 1 to activate and rest it to add 1 more damage to one of your cookies. So now you know for next time, though.
I see. So 2 separate costs there.
Correct. But you don't have to pay the stage cost again, just the activate cost.
Got it.
Perfect. All right. Still your turn.
Oh. I don't think there's anything else I can do. End phase past turn.
All right. I move to activate. Let's go. These. We have 7. All right. We move to our draw phase. 1 and 2. And we move to support. I will add a Gingerbrave. So let's get these over here so they don't get mixed with my trash. We will move to attack. 2, 3, 4. We'll use a Claire Cookie and deal 4 damage to Gingerbright.
Okay.
1, 2. Uh-oh. 3, 4. Oh no. That would be game.
Oh. I was thinking I had 1 more.
The good news is, A, it was a great game and an opportunity to learn. And really, at the end of the day, that's how you learn with the stage cards. The good news is, with what I had in my hand, and I held 1 back on purpose, I had enough damage to do over the top and had Winding Key Shield that if they did pump, I could have kept a Claire alive on the return. So I was fortunate to be able to do that. However, again, a great game. So playing and showing so that you don't feel too bad about the stage card. Regardless, my friends, as always, good sportsmanlike conduct. And with that, that concludes today's episode and our live gameplay match. as you can see behind me here, where we walk through all the different pieces of today's game, the types of cards, the battlefield, about our decks, the starter decks, once again, the victory conditions, where we went through the 10 in the break area, how to prepare at the beginning of the game, and then all the phases of today's match. We certainly had a lot of fun, and looking forward to playing with you more here on the channel as well. In the meantime, if you have any questions or comments, do let us know. We love to hear from you as always, and we'd love to see you in our Discord server. And stay tuned until next time, and we appreciate your support. With that, I want to thank my special friend here for helping me produce today's episode and video. And until next time, my friends, keep on running.